My brother's wife told my 9-year-old that her mother left because of her. So at Christmas dinner, I asked my daughter to say out loud what she'd been apologizing for all year. For 11 months, my daughter Emma had been shrinking. She was 9, and she used to be loud in the way you want a kid to be loud, singing in the car, arguing about bedtime. Then last spring, her mother packed 2 suitcases and drove off with a man named Doug, and after that, Emma went quiet. What I got was worse. She started apologizing for things that weren't hers to carry. Sorry I'm so much, Daddy. Sorry you have to do everything. She'd say it while scrubbing a plate she'd barely dirtied, eyes down. I chalked it up to the divorce and told myself she'd come back to herself in time. She didn't. The thing I noticed most was how she acted around my brother's wife, Renee. Emma flinched near her. Not big, just a little tuck of the shoulders whenever Renee walked into a room. I asked her about it once, and she said, "Nothing, Daddy. I'm fine," and changed the subject so fast it gave me whiplash. Then, 3 days before Christmas, I found the notebook. It was under her mattress, spiral bound, and every page said a version of the same sentence. "I'm sorry I made Mommy leave. I'll be better so nobody else leaves. It's my fault." Page after page in 9-year-old handwriting. I sat on her floor and couldn't breathe. I asked her, gentle as I could, "Baby, why would you think Mommy leaving was your fault?" She wouldn't look at me. "Because Renee said." "Said what?" "That Mommy left because of me. Because I'm hard to love." She whispered the last part. She said if I told you, you'd know it was true and you'd leave too. I don't remember standing up. I remember my hands shaking. Renee had been in our house every week since the divorce, playing the concerned aunt, the one who'd check on Emma while I worked. My brother Marcus married her 2 years ago and thought the sun rose because she told it to. I knew if I called her a liar to his face, he'd defend her and it would turn into my word against hers, and Emma would watch me lose. So I didn't call. I waited. Christmas dinner was at my parents' house. Marcus, Renee, my mom and dad, me and Emma. Renee showed up in a red sweater with a plate of cookies, kissing everyone's cheek, and she leaned down to Emma and said, "There's my sweet girl," and Emma went stiff as a board. I'd spent 2 nights getting ready for this. I talked to Emma. I'd promised her on everything that no matter what she said out loud tonight, I was not going anywhere, ever, and that the person who should be scared at this table was not her. We got through the ham. Then my dad started his toast about family, and I stood up before he finished. "Before we keep going," I said, "I want Emma to tell everybody something she's been saying to herself all year." I looked at her and nodded. "It's okay. Say it out loud, sweetheart. What have you been apologizing for?" The table went quiet. Emma's voice came out small, but it came out. "That it's my fault Mommy left. That I'm hard to love." She swallowed. "Aunt Renee told me. She said if I told Daddy, he'd leave too." You could hear the furnace click on. Marcus laughed, the nervous kind. "Emma, honey, you must have misunderstood." I set the notebook on the table and opened it to the first page. Then the next, then the next. "She wrote it 40 times, I said. A 9-year-old, because your wife spent a year telling her she was the reason her mother walked out." Renee's face did something I'll never forget. It tried 3 expressions and landed on none of them. "That's she's a child. Children make things up. Then explain this." I pulled out my phone. 2 weeks ago, I'd finally put a little recorder in Emma's backpack. The day she came home from Renee's shaking. I pressed play. Renee's own voice filled my parents' dining room. "Your daddy's tired of you. You know that, right? Same as your mommy got tired. You keep being difficult and he'll drop you off somewhere and never come back." Nobody breathed. My mother's hand went to her mouth. Marcus stared at his wife like the floor had opened. I crouched down to Emma's level in front of all of them, and I took her face in my hands. "You hear that, baby? That was her lie in her own voice. Now everybody at this table heard it too." I wiped her cheek with my thumb. "You never made anybody leave, and I am never ever leaving you."